So, dear listeners, in the break, we took another potty break. Obviously,
As always.
we've decided from now on we can only refill our drinks with vodka. We might break that with lemonade, but
Yeah, I was about to say, I did not agree to this.
that the law will be enforced. So we've decided this final session of us being drunk idiots is going to be a little lighter than the last one.
Quote unquote final.
It's 3 a.m. I hope so. It might not, but like,
Who knows?
yeah, we don't know. We were comparing skin tones in between though, and James really is just naturally darker than me. His blood vessels are a lot bluer than mine too, though.
They're very blue.
Why is that? Like,
I have no idea.
I feel like mine are. They're about the same size. I'm not flexing right now, so they're about the same. Yours look
I'm
big.
I've always had big blood vessels. Like they're just
hear
out
that,
there
ladies?
wilding.
You hear that, ladies? He has big old blood.
I mean, like, just look at my
big
hand
dick
right now.
big dick energy. It's huge. You need to drink some water. I don't know what's wrong with you.
That's just how they always are.
Look at that's some blue shit right there. Like I don't know, you guys can't see it, but like comparatively he's like green where I'm like barely blue between paper white.
Here, let me put my hand down and let those bitches really pop.
We popped.
What is that?
What are those? No, fuck, we didn't have a plan. Each time
Did we ever have a plan?
I had at least a starting plan for our conversations.
Your starting plan was Ghost. That was it.
That
For like
was
4 hours of podcasting was
Okay.
Ghost.
Okay, so I have this running theory that if you eat a ghost, you'll get a new power.
How the fuck do you eat a ghost?
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'm chewing popcorn. Quick side note. James made an entire thing of popcorn, and he was like, "Damn, I'm so hungry," and like I'm like your schoolgirl girlfriend, where I'm like, I'm not hungry, and then I'm pretty sure I ate most of this popcorn. I'm still eating the popcorn. So I think if you absorb a ghost via a negative energy or whatever the fuck people have, I think you get like superpowers, and I think I've done so accidentally. At this point in the podcast, we don't care anymore, so I'm saying bullshit that I subconsciously believe in. You think you've gained any superpowers via ghosts, James?
Sadly not, no.
You're not eating them. Your diet's lacking ghosts.
Yeah, I need some more Ghost in my diet. Gotta get more Ghost in my veins.
Fucking syringe. Okay, so I'm our local anime weeb. I was watching like some like anime shit earlier about fuck, what's that? Attack on Titan, where they like eat each other to get powers.
Okay, so that's why we're on the eating ghost topic.
No, it's not, but I just wanted to give something relatable. Gags up. Yeah, so ghosts. I think one of my goals is to eat another ghost consciously and see if I gain any boosts. Because I was talking to my AI that I downloaded due to Sad Boy Hours.
We've come full circle. Back
I
to
don't
the
care.
First.
That's how I think. I think in circles. It's like you start.
Loops.
I start with something, and then like 2 hours later, I'll bring that shit back up. And if we don't finish, like if it's not adequate enough, I'll bring it back up in like 10 minutes. But I'm convinced if I like catch a ghost, I will subconsciously absorb it with my energy vampire powers that I have, and that I'll get a new upgrade. real gamer shit up in here.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
Stonks. Please do send us our memes. Not our memes, just any memes. We've just already seen them. We're meme lords. Don't laugh.
Meme lord unironically. Dude, I just want to talk to one of my shadow people. That's all I want in my life.
Okay, so I read this shit where it's like, it was like shadow people. Like, are you getting some more vodka? I read this thing where it was like shadow people, like messy rooms, and I was like, maybe that's why I'm so fucked up, because I'm always messy. But it was like shadow people. Okay, James, chill with that vodka right next to the mic.
The stream's gotta hear it, my boy.
Can you estimate how many fluid liters he just poured based on your geology records? Okay.
Go ahead and base it off the vodka rings.
This part's I don't know if you can hear this, but he poured the smallest amount of lemonade in there. I'm putting my unfinished, what is that, watermelon Sour Patch, whatever the fuck.
Just put that in the popcorn bowl.
I'll eat it. Give me a second. I'll find it. That's some good shit.
Dude, I just want to talk to my shadow people, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like
so messy rooms. Apparently, this is based on iFunny, so it's obviously not very accurate.
Definitely, totally accurate, 100% real.
Yeah, politics. So you like unfocus your eyes, and like out of the corner of your vision in your unmessy room, which is my lifestyle, you'll see your shadow people. And apparently the shadow people are like iFunny meme based, like 4 feet tall, and anything that's not a, in quotes, shadow person and potentially dangerous is taller than that. Can we actually on that topic, can we talk about how like high paying jobs, we can talk about the initial orchestral jobs where the first blind tests were done, where women would actually end up with high chair jobs. As anybody who knows band knows that, like, first chair's best. The first chair in some orchestra was selected through a blind testing because of discrimination done by when you look at somebody, you obviously judge them based on preconceptions. Even though tall people above like 6'1" or so are a minority in the population, apparently they end up with a majority of high placing jobs in terms of companies due solely to the fact when you look at somebody, tall people are
I only hire guys over 6 feet.
It says, James, how tall are you? You don't have to answer on stream.
5. I always say 5'6", but I've never confirmed that.
My man's got a big dick, though. We confirmed that with a ruler. No, but like visually, when you look at somebody for a job interview, like tall men apparently score very high. So like, especially in corporate companies, like people with like CEO and upper level management jobs end up being very tall despite the low percentage in the population. And I saw like this meme where it was like talking about like, it was obviously not like some real shit, but it was like all these like different caste levels, and it was like the king of humans overall was like this huge massive man, and it was like we've talked before about you and me about how like we believe giants exist in the past, and in the Bible I think that like angels and blah blah blah, humans fucked and whatever, and there's the Nephilim and there's these war gods. But like James and I personally believe that. James, stop laughing.
I'm just laughing because we started this episode going, this is going to be a light episode.
Is this not? Like, I have no idea what we're talking about. It's
lighter. I don't even know at this point.
I'm vaping. That was that high whistling, if you could hear it at all. Anyways, so I think there were giants in the past. And I think a lot of them were related to whatever, blah, 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 Nephilim, war gods. But there's that, like, beam hierarchy chart where it's, like, there's these massive humans who are, like, the king of humans or whatever. What's your thought here, short man?
My thought on what?
the tall master race.
The tall man. I don't even know how to respond to that.
I'm just trying not to, like, spew, like, that's too much vodka.
Need more Mio.
We don't even have Mio.
We're just bought Mio.
I'd say it's not too late, but we cannot drive.
God, no. I have had this, like, recently I've had this standing,
Can y'all do vape tricks? Let us know in the comments.
I've had this, like, standing chart to figure out how drunk I am, and I know I'm drunk enough when I tell myself if I tried to drive, I would kill a family of 4 in a minivan.
No, for me, it's definitely, like, okay, so as somebody who is a bad boy, I've gotten a drunk driving citation.
I have never heard of this.
Yes, what? No?
I don't think I have.
Okay, so I peak depression in college. I went out to a bar and I, like, drank before I went in, and I was like, I'll get a ride home and I'll leave my car here.
Yeah.
I went to drive home, and if I'd just driven home, it would have been fine. But drunk me was like, I need Taco Bell, so I got pulled over. And I have this running court case currently. This will not be called on upon court because nobody knows about this currently because our 5 million subs don't know who we are. But
5 million, low estimate.
Low estimate. Yeah, so I'm not proud of this. I really am not. It was a low point, but I got pulled over, and I still have not had my court case for this. I keep showing up, and it keeps getting delayed, and then it got delayed by Corona, the wheeze, and but I prayed to God, and I believe He's taking care of this, and I deserve whatever I get right now because I full chat stream. I did it, and I'm wrong for that. Don't do it. If you ever think that if you drink anything, don't drive. Even if you're below the estimate or the legal limit, whatever it is, don't drive. Because if you do, when you are drunk, you will miscalculate and you'll think you're fine. Don't drive. Anyways, this court case has not happened yet, and it keeps getting pushed back, and I think that's God. Because I fully believe in God. I don't believe physics would work it the way it does for people to even exist without God. I do want to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about that.
This is supposed to be a lighthearted stream.
It's lighthearted. Don't drink and drive. Yeah, James, what do you have to say?
Don't drink and drive. I mean, I could go into the story of like, my closest encounter with something similar to that, but not with alcohol.
You were high as fuck.
Okay, so I just got the message back. So in one of the podcast breaks, we'll get back to the topic.
Every podcast break we've been James is active on Bumble. I don't know why. He's a sad individual.
I mean, he's not lying. Okay, so during one of the podcast breaks, I decided to tell every Bumble match that is currently pending, welcome to the podcast. Anything you would like to say to our 7 billion adoring fans? Got a message at, 3 a.m. now? Fuck it all, the world is an illusion. So now that we've gotten that out, back to the story.
No, based solely on that, James and I are bad people. Do not see us as role models. We've done acid, and 2 out of my 4 trips have been bad because I have no restraint and I keep upping my dosage. That's not good, kids.
Do not look at us.
Whatever
we say, don't do.
Like literally, if we ever show up and whatever, like if we become popular by some stretch of the imagination, don't look at us live. Just look down at your chairs. We're not good people. My last trip, I literally saw hell in the fire that our mutual friend Aaron made, and I felt like a sinner. And all I can say is you will feel like you can become absorbed by this idea that you are the only person that has ever existed, and that you have lived out everyone else's lives, and your own life is the only life you remember, and that you're stuck in this void, and that your own imagination is the only respite.
Real lighthearted there, bud.
Fuck you.
So back to a more slightly lighthearted story. So one day I was
Sour Patch Kids.
So one day my 8 or I don't even know what time it, let's go with 8 a.m. class was canceled, and I had a class much later in the day, 3 o'clock or something.
Do you guys like pain?
So I was like, you know what? I'm going on an adventure. So I drove up 3 hours and drove all the way to the top of a mountain, went to the top of a mountain.
If you think I'm good, I unconfirmed have cancer.
Confirmed?
Actually confirmed I have cells that are borderline cancer. I don't know what the fuck transition cells are, because I'm lazy and I'm not into looking myself up.
You gonna interrupt the story again?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll get back to the interruption.
Yeah.
But so the early class was canceled, and I was like, let's go on an adventure. So I drive 3 hours, because I was like, I want to go see
orange drugs.
I want to go see a nice mountain scene and smoke a bowl on top of a mountain. I was
that's some good shit, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I was like, I'm feeling that mood. It's going to be a good day. So, I'm on my way. I stop. I'm get some breakfast, drive up there, go to the mountain, smoke a nice bowl, hike around for a little while, just feeling all right. On the way back,
being alive for once.
Exactly. I think it was the last time I was truly alive. On the way back, I'm driving through some just, generic highways.
Half on acid, half high. I once experienced a sunset, and that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So you were driving.
So I was driving, generic highways, just heading back home. I'd already skipped the, later class, because I spent way too much time out there hiking or whatever. And I go to pass a semi-truck. And at the time, I did not know, but looking back, I now know that the speed limit there was 65 miles an hour. I go to pass the semi-truck. I'm passing it at a little over 85 miles an hour. Because,
as you do.
Because the traffic flow was already going, at least 80, and I was trying to...
Don't trust traffic, folks.
Exactly.
That's a max speed. Everybody's already speeding.
So I go to pass him in the right, or the left lane, and I look up, and I see an overpass, and I see a cop sitting in the middle of the overpass, and I know in that split second, I'm fucked. And I pass the overpass, and I go, what is my exit plan? I know the car has to smell like weed. It has to. There's no possible way it doesn't. So I get past the overpass, and of course, past the overpass is 3 state troopers sitting behind it, waiting to pull people over that the guy on top radioed over that they're speeding. So of course, I get pulled over with 3 or 4 other people in this massive speed trap conspiracy going on.
Don't trust the government.
He pulls me over, comes out to me. Do you know why I pulled you over today? You know, I don't even know what I said at this point. It doesn't even matter. Because I'm scared off my ass.
You're boned.
I just know that I'm fucked no matter what happens. Because, you know, I'm supposed to be in class. I'm just... Any way this could have gone, it was not going to be well. He pulls me over. I end up just getting a ticket.
Because he's a pseudo-white.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was old white guy, old white state trooper, but he was very nice, very polite.
Was his hat on backwards?
No.
Ooh.
The man saved my day. He didn't make a comment. He had to have smelled my car. He didn't make a comment about it. He rounded my speed down to 83. Because if it would have been 85 or above, I would have gotten a higher citation and a higher number of points on my license. So the man rounded it down to 83.
You must have seemed scared.
I was scared as fuck. But, like, you know, as I was raised, I was very polite.
Yeah,
I had my hands up on the wheel.
Always be polite.
Politeness will get you so far in life. I had my hands up on the wheel. I told him that I was reaching for my wallet. You know, the standard white person thing to do when you get pulled over.
You went full white.
I'm not gonna lie, I went full white mode, you know, and he just gave me the ticket and let me go on my way. He was like, why were you up in Asheville? I just said I was going out for a nice hike, and he just didn't question too much into it. And I guarantee he knew exactly what was going on, but he didn't want to ruin my day. I don't know who he was. I never showed up for court. I just paid the fine. I appreciate that, man.
Quick disclaimer to my first close friend, Jordan. I just want to say I'm sorry on behalf of America. We're racist. It's the society. I actually in college I saw this study where it was like even people in America who are of a the minority will score on the positive side on a bias test, and I blame our society for that. Full Joker. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I mean, I don't try and be racist, but in a scenario where it will lead to my benefit,
yeah, no. Like
I'll do it.
Like definitely, if there's a scenario like I have encountered white. What's it called? What's the opposite of racism? Like it's like a positive bias. What is it?
I have no idea. I know what you're kind of what you're saying.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm very drunk at this point. I've taken advantage of that, and that's not fair. But I'll do it again.
Yeah, as long as I'm not racist, but if it's an advantage, I'll take it.
And you would too, because that shit's scary. It really is. It's so scary. Anybody with more power than you is scary.
Straight up. I've never been more scared in my life than that moment I was pulled over.
I have, but not the point. Accidental home invasion. Officer, I didn't mean it. Vape Central. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're cringe as fuck. Get over it.
So what do you think about North Korea, man?
It's a very interesting place.
I'd love as like you know how like journalists will get like admitted and they'll get their like special pass to see like all the fake shit. Like I'd do that.
I'd do it.
Yeah. Like I know it wouldn't be real, but it would be very surreal to just like see what they present themselves as.
They'd never let me in, but whatever.
Remember we were in the car earlier and we were talking about becoming somehow like somehow getting into Google and their AI like team. Like if somehow we managed to convince North Korea that we were journalists and that we were high tier, like I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd definitely be very careful.
For 7 billion subscribers, convinced Kim Jong-un to let us into his country. I'd go. You guys are already booking us plane tickets, right?
You've seen internet history, all the shit where it's like a vote where I'm gonna go. Yeah, if you voted for this podcast to go to North Korea, I'd go.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I really just don't care enough.
We're like at that borderline Gen X. We're like not funny enough to be like. Did I say the Gen Z maybe? Whatever.
No, you said Gen X, but we're in that in between phase where we're not millennials, but we're also not Gen Z. So like statistically, we just don't exist.
We don't care if we die, but like it's not like quite funny enough that we're like memeing all the time about it. We like coined suicidal memes, but like I'd go to North Korea. That's enough said.
Enough said. That's it.
I wouldn't pull some local the Paul shit, but I'd go. I'd go anywhere at this point.
I mean, yeah, as long as I don't gotta pay, like whatever.
So my sister and her fiance were talking about actually moving to Japan because the U.S. is honestly on some fake shit right now, and they were talking about how even just like a Japanese vacation would be man, I just love seeing that
peak on the microphone.
Yeah, no, for my burp, but how like you're all probably old enough that you understand how currency differentiation works and how like the Zambezi dollar is worth chump change compared to us. The currency of Japan is worth significantly less than the U.S. So my sister went on a vacation there with her fiance, and they booled out like hot 5-star dinners every night, and it barely cost them anything in the U.S. dollar. So they're talking about moving there just for the sake of debt that they owe and everything like that. And I'm sure they haven't thought super hard on making up the money my sister owes for college, but I think that it's an interesting idea at least. I think Japan would be cool to be a visitor in at least.
See, I've been asked a couple of times what country I would like to live in. I still can't pick a place.
Australia for sure.
The country I want to live in.
I just feel like it's dangerous enough that like I could, like I'm already like hard headed enough that like I've been bitten by a brown recluse and I didn't go to the hospital because I didn't realize until days later, and I was okay. I think everything in Australia wants to kill you, but I don't know if they're adept enough to kill me. So I feel like the ease of life there is low enough, just solely based on the wildlife, that I could live there.
I couldn't do Australia. They don't have good enough internet. That's the only reason, from my knowledge.
We talked about this, didn't we? Like how like if we ran a fiber optic cable to Australia and we charged people, how we'd make just millions. I think we talked about this.
Maybe.
I think
Probably.
Okay, so,
I can't remember it, but I don't doubt it.
So James and Aaron work at this booling phone repair shop that we won't list by name for obvious reasons, but
I feel like my boss would not be opposed to it, but
I don't think he would care, but that's not the point. They work there, and all the time, I'll just show... I don't work there. I worked there one time as a temp, just because I have enough intelligence.
Competent enough.
I'm competent to the level where I can...
Bullshit enough.
Yeah, no, like, I'm very good at just...
Deal with people. That's the biggest thing.
I can sustain the status quo in any environment. Put me in prison. I'll be okay. I'll be somebody's bitch. I'll be a top class bitch. But yeah, so like I love just going and hanging out at their shop where they work, and
I mean, like, my favorite thing was like you were in town and like came to the shop with me for like a week straight. Like I was working, like Aaron was out of town, I was working full time a week.
I don't think the owner even remembers me half the time. I think he vaguely. He vaguely knows who I am, so he doesn't care. But like that place is great.
But like, so like for like a week straight, you were coming with me like the entire time I was there, and I never even let my boss know what was going on. And then
I'm just chilling on the couch.
Yeah, he's just chilling there, like playing Minecraft during like, and then I would get on.
Yeah,
and play with him.
I'd bring my entire computer there.
Oh yeah, and so like about a week in, my boss finally shows up, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, this is my friend Laban." He was like, "Yeah, I saw him on the security cams." Like, just didn't even care. Yeah, like, he fully knew what was going on.
So high key, I went to like. What was it, like a 4th of July party at like this boss's house?
Yeah.
At the party, people were shooting like firecrackers at each other. I got this man high. He does not remember. I'm sure he does not remember me getting him high. But like, very cool, man.
Do you remember that explosion?
Which one?
When we were smoked the blunt, and we were all sitting there in the chairs in his driveway.
You mean the one that shaped?
Yeah, that one broke us into sobriety.
Yeah, no, we were stoned out of our minds, and the earth shook like some kind of like cosmic.
It was happening. Like a nuclear bomb went off. Maybe not, like a couple states away.
It was like a bomb. A bomb went off somewhere, and we could feel the ground shake, and we heard it, and man, that was weird. We never got an explanation for that either.
Never did. No, we never figured out what happened.
Stupid U.S. government. It doesn't tell us when they bomb our own soil. Look at what's happened to Louisiana.
Don't talk about my home state like that.
No, Louisiana's been fucked up, man.
It's always been fucked up.
Poor Louisiana, man. They have like the second lowest in terms of like healthcare. And like, I'm not Democratic. I generally am in favor of Republicans just based on religious bullshit. I've turned away from politics in general just because I think it's too political. It's like bullshit.
Yeah.
They don't care about issues. They're just trying
to get votes. It doesn't matter.
Well, like they're trying to get votes, but on top of that, like both parties stand for the same shit. It's just it's all about who has money in this country. We're more like an oligarchy than anything. Not even like, what is it where the rich rule?
You say this like I'm a well-educated person in politics.
I just say something.
I mean, like, at this point,
everybody's like, yeah, man, we got Trump in charge right now. Like, half the people are upset about it, and half the people are, like, for it. Let's be real. It's like we either got people who are funded by big money, or we have big money in charge now. Like we've never gotten away from big money in politics in recent years, and anybody who's away from it, who manages to get to control, they just get assassinated.
I mean, at this point, like I really
look at Lincoln, man. He did like some of the best shit in charge. He got rid of slavery.
At this
assassinated.
point, I'm really only voting on one issue, and that's just like tech issues.
And if you guys are voting based on some external issue, whether that be whatever, I really don't care what you're voting based on. If it gets pushed into policy based on you pushing your issue, like, I'm all for that. But as an overarching thing, like, the same people rule us. And I hope for your freedoms. I really do, because I don't care what you stand for. You should be free to do your own shit. Because if it like a big thing we learned about is if somebody gets their freedoms taken away, even if it's not related, it can be transcribed into something that takes away more people's freedoms.
Yeah, so like that's how I've always felt about, like, you know, as an example, like gay rights.
Yeah.
You know, personally, that doesn't relate to me.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me as
it doesn't affect
personally.
me, but I still advocate. I mean, I'm not out there like in a protest, but I'm like, I really don't care. Like, you do you. I don't give a shit.
If that is what you have chosen as a defining trait for your person, and that's
fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I support you totally to be yourself.
Like, I've seen, I still want to buy one of the t-shirts. I've seen one of them. It's, I want to be able to grow, I want a gay couple to be able to grow weed and defend it with firearms. Like, that, like, almost encompasses my political views. Like, I don't care what your beliefs are in, I just want you to be able to have those.
Yeah. You should be your own person and have your own beliefs, and you should defend them publicly and meet other people publicly to have discussions to decide whether those are right or wrong, not as a judicial issue, but as something that the public sees as right or wrong.
Yeah, I feel like...
To briefly... We can come back to politics, but what the fuck is that head up there? There's like a paper mache mask in this room.
We'll have to clip that into the podcast.
Yeah, but like really, it has like... It looks like it has like dead deer eyes. And like... What kind of hat is that? Like, so, I'm disturbed.
Okay, so it was...
Like I noticed it like 10 seconds ago. Like, I've seen it before, but like, it's staring at me now.
You know, honestly, you just now bringing it up, it's never looked more creepy in my life until right now. I had to like...
It's the shadow people's face.
Like, at some point...
It's everybody who believes that we've said wrong.
I don't know, at some point in elementary school, I had to do a book project, which had to, like, I had to make, like, some paper mache thing, and that demonic face is what came out of it.
I don't like it. It has an elephant's nose and the eyes of a dead deer. And its eyebrows aren't real.
So, if you really think about it, do you see the milk jug that it was made around?
Yeah.
You can see, like, in its
That
cheeks.
makes it a little less scary.
Okay, well, at least I unscarified it a little bit. That's progress.
Yeah. Its eyes are still...
honestly, I don't know where those eyes came from, but I would not doubt if those are genuine, like, deer taxidermy eyes, because, like, you know my dad.
Scraped out of a corpse. No, like, they wouldn't be that flat if they were real.
Just dead silence as we stare at that thing. Oh god.
Fetch me their souls.
Oh, now that you brought that up, I'm just like take it and put it somewhere else. I'm not
you're gonna like
look at
shove its face into a corner.
Oh, I can't stop looking at it now.
Okay, so high key with the writing that's gone on right now, the biggest thing that was brought up in my family is like a while ago. I was like, yeah, I got a pop-up militia with my friends planned. If things go bad, I'll be everything will be all right. And my mom was like, why would what? You won't need that. And then my sister's Target that was like a mile away from her house got burned down, and like the only thing I said was like, that's what you get for not having a pop-up militia.
I remember my brother texted me and he goes, can Tony get me a couple of cases of MREs and a gas mask? And I was like, okay, yes, valid, legitimate question. And I remember, like, I had mentioned it to my mom, and she was like, is he crazy? Like, why does he need a gas mask? And then, like, fast forward 2 weeks, and I'm like, how you feeling now, Mom? Like, you think you want a fucking gas mask? Like, you thought that we were crazy 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so... sex bias. I'm a male. Sometimes I like to see myself affirmed as a male, because my childhood seemed drastically controlled by my mother and my sister. My dad was often at work. I watched this one survival show where they picked people from England who were... that was literally a seed, James. You just put a...
It was a cracked one.
No, it was...
I don't give a shit.
He put a cracked popcorn kernel in his mouth. It's not
crunchy.
It wasn't popped. It was barely cracked by the microwave.
Fuck off. It's crunchy.
I watched this entire documentary, which reaffirmed me as a male. I'm sorry, females. You have so many things you're good at that I need something. In our current society. And it was like just random people from England, and it was men and women on a desert island. And the stupidest thing I ever saw was these girls captured an entire group of piglets and they let them go. They were like, they're too cute, we can't eat them. And half the women on this show ended up going home because they didn't have enough food. And there's just this deep primal thing where men are, for today's society, way too violent most of the time. I've had roommates where we've drunkenly boxed out in the driveway. I'm not proud of that. I've watched them wrestle on Snapchat messages they've sent. I have hiccups.
Boys be boys.
It's not.
That is like the perfect example.
Yeah, it's not good, but like in a tribal setting where you have to hunt to survive and you're dealing with fucking mammoths, like boys be boys is like how you survive. But like I watched this entire series where it was girls and men on an island, and the girls were not making it because they, like, even when they got food, they wouldn't kill it because they're more in touch with their emotions a lot of the times. And men, even if they regret it later, they'll kill it and they'll eat it.
Yeah.
And recently, talking back on cannibalism, like we were talking about, who fucking knows when?
Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, who cares? By the way, my friend who we agreed to eat each other, she was female, so that proves nothing. But apparently, the hungrier you are, the less important your moral compass is, and the more eager you are to eat anything.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And me and Claudia are both fuck shit people, so that we agreed to eat each other. Thank you, Claudia, for being my friend. I'm sorry for calling you out. I didn't use a last name.
It's fine.
I vaped at your wedding and it was a meme, so this is the payback. Literally, we had this massive extension cord that was like used for lighting that I like hijacked to charge my vape at the time. And it was like this big meme. But
all right.
Yeah, me and Claudia agreed that we'd eat each other, and it was weird to me, like, watching the show, because, like, they didn't kill these piglets, and as cute as they were, these women were starving, and they would rather starve than eat these piglets. And I'm not saying men are right or wrong, but the men did terrible things, and they survived much longer in the context of the show.
I feel like it comes to, like, sitting here as someone who has food...
Everything.
Yeah. I'm not gonna, like, be like, yes, I'm going to eat another person, but, like, you know...
Anybody want to donate some toes?
Okay, like, I would, like, say I would eat another person, but, like, if you literally served me a platter of someone's thigh, right now, I would not eat it. But
who's serving me their thigh?
That is a question for another time. But, like, in the context...
How worried am I when I'm eating this thigh?
But, like, in the context of, like, I do not know if I will be able to get food again, yeah, I'd eat someone.
No. If I lost my leg, like, totally unrelated, and it was served to me later, I would eat my own thigh solely out of curiosity.
Okay, eating myself is much different than eating someone else.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was proposed, like, for a reason.
Like, if
I'm
like,
curious.
Right now, if, like, some butler walked in the room and served me my own thigh, yeah, I would definitely take a bite out of pure curiosity of what I tasted like.
How do you taste, James?
I don't know yet. The butler hasn't walked in.
Winky face. Winky face. Ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
Are you salty?
Or are you sweet? Sour Patch Kids.
I'm
Oh.
Anybody is still listening at this point, this is your own fault.
Why are you still here? Oh. The longer this goes on, the longer the silent pauses.
It doesn't matter. It's real. It's real.
Real.
Tries to go as deep as possible. Don't choke. Don't choke, James. No. You're drinking. No. Gulps, finally.
You know, I was thinking about it earlier, just lifeguarding.
Oh.
Just pondering back to those times.
Oh, wow. The fuck shit, like, forget about us as lifeguards. The social dynamic developing in a cul-de-sac, whatever the fuck it is, in a neighborhood that's just developing, changes so quickly.
Yeah.
And I was always friends with, like, all the people. So it's like the people that would complain would come to me and, like, bitch about all their shit. And then later they'd bitch about me, and everybody around would defend me. And I'd just be like, yes. Play the field. Defend me. I know I shouldn't have done this. Defend me.
I mean, like you didn't. I guarded a little bit longer, so, like, I was at that big subdivision.
And you had a position of power where I was just.
So, like, that was the only thing that saved me. Is, like, I had, like, a position of authority, and, like, I had my foot in the door with the company.
Yeah.
So, like, and sometimes, like, you know, they could, like, in most circumstances, like, they're hiring.
Sour Patch, where'd it go?
They're hiring, like, it doesn't matter. Just get a new one.
I found it.
But, like, they're hiring, like, awful high school kids.
Off the ground when I was in Africa. I'll eat anything.
But, like, they're hiring, like, awful high school kids, so, like, most of the time they'll fire them on, like, whatever, just because it's easier.
Did they really? Like, I feel like they're, like, in desperate need.
Most of the time they were, but sometimes it got bad. But, like, I remember, because, like, I had been with them a couple of years, and do you remember the one girl? I don't want to mention her name, but...
No.
It doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
But she had a small dog, and, like,
I
for
remember.
a brief
Was
moment.
it a wiener dog?
Kinda.
Okay, I don't remember.
She lived like directly across from the pool. We talked for a while.
Was she friends with that one dude who like always used to like get high?
Yeah, she wasn't. She was friends with him, but not his younger sister.
I'll pretend like I remember. Continue.
It doesn't matter. She was hot. Unrelated.
You think a lot of people that I don't think are hot.
A little bit. But, so, like, her dog, like, was small enough to, like, nuzzle his way through the fence posts. And so, like, he ended up at the pool one day, and it was, like, me, her, and, like, one other family there at the pool.
Yeah.
And the family didn't care. Like, the family,
Yeah.
like, loved the dog.
Yeah, fucking
And so,
dogs.
like, I let the dog run around the pool for, like, maybe 2 or 3 minutes before she got him out and, like, took him back home. And so, it was that one bitchy woman ended up complaining
Witchy woman.
to the company.
Yeah.
And I remember the regional manager, like, out of pure obligation, had to, like, quote-unquote scold me about it.
Oh, dude, I remember so many, like, people, like, calling me to, in quotes, scold me, and just be like, yeah, man, I know what you're doing, and just keep lifeguarding, keep people alive. I called you, bye.
It was definitely one of those conversations, like, I am obligated to tell you about this, but I literally don't care.
Yeah, no. I know.
Oh, man, I retired at that pool.
Yeah, me too.
But, like, I honestly, I kind of wish that you were there in the days that I guarded at that huge pool.
I loved swimming in the pool while lifeguarding when I
Oh my
wasn't
gosh.
supposed to, while people would just like tell me things and they'd be like, man, if you were not on guard right, like I was not a legal age, but they'd be like, if you were not on guard right now, I'd give you a drink right now, and I'd be like, hell yeah.
Dude, a couple of times the families left me drinks to have after I got off duty. Like, they would leave them at the front table for me to drink after shift.
Let's be honest though, I definitely lifeguarded high at a point. Okay, so to be fair, this was a very, very small pool. The max depth was 5 feet.
Was it really 5 feet? I guess.
Maybe 5 feet.
Like, we weren't even obligated to be on stand if anyone above the age of 18 was there.
Yeah. Really, we weren't. I remember being high at some points, watching people in the pool in floaties, and just being terrified because of high anxiety. And literally, that was the only thing I had to worry about.
I remember days. I remember days where I would be working like the full shift, and no one would show up until the last 3 hours of the day.
That was the shit, though. Like it, not as good as where you work now, but like that was the kind of shit where I'd like try and bench an entire series in a day while a thunderstorm was happening.
Yeah. Oh, thunderstorm days were the best.
Ooh,
I
mama.
learned how to properly use chopsticks at that pool because Harris Teeter was on the
I learned
way.
in China.
I would get sushi on the way to. I would get a sushi and a fat Red Bull on the way to the pool in the mornings.
Oh.
And then I would eat it like as quote unquote lunch. And then usually that one girl would come by and we would hang out for a while, and she would be the only one there, and not get in the pool.
James, I feel like you have like a lot of game that like never happens. It's just like flirty shit.
Welcome to my life.
Like high key, like girls like to flirt. Like, let's be honest. Even if a girl isn't interested in a guy, to keep entertained, they will flirt with a guy.
She was into me to the point that I was a little scared.
Yeah, that happens. Did I ever tell you the story about the reverse mail order bride?
No.
Okay, so I used to play Overwatch, And I was just desperate to have anybody to play that game with, and I ended up like
Oh, I
playing.
know.
Yeah, I really was like I tried so hard to drag James into that shit. And I'd play with anybody, and I ended up with this like one girl who would play consistently, and she lived in Germany, and she ended up sending me unsolicited nudes. And I was like, hell yeah, because like we're hot-blooded males who have very little conscience most of the time. I was like, hell yeah, and it like kept progressing to the point where like she was trying to get me to move to Germany, even though I had no right to be in Germany, and her only job was like poster printing. I really wanted that long silence there. Yeah. Poster printing was her only revenue.
I have my best friend back in Michigan. For a brief time, I think she's still dating someone. I don't know. I haven't really talked to her in a while. But, like, for a brief time, she was, like, very adamant about coming down here to visit me.
I'm nodding.
Yes.
Just for the record.
Yep. Yep.
I'm nodding.
It was one of those, like, I think if we wouldn't have moved, me and her, it would have probably ended up being, like, that one couple in high school that you expected to never break up.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, like, we were that kind of, like, friends.
You know, I'm still salty. I went to the Shrek play, and a redhead eye camp soup dated Bo.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was into her at the time. Like a lot of people were really into her because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But I was into her, and I brought her at the Shrek play a
wind player, right?
Huh?
Wind player.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm like 98% sure.
Sorry, audience, but
we're working through this.
Yeah, no, I brought her at the Shrek play a dandelion because that's like a big thing in Shrek, right?
Yeah.
Like Shrek brings Fiona a dandelion. I brought her a dandelion, and she ended up dating Donkey in that play, and like all the love for Donkey, but I felt like my feelings were misconstrued, and I felt like that was some purposeful shit. Like she purposefully misconstrued that shit just so she didn't have to deal with it. So to this day, do not play for me the Shrek musical soundtrack, like the play soundtrack.
Oh.
I had a lot of that shit in high school though. So like nothing on her. Like I was definitely not like good dating material. And I still don't know if I am. I'm like working on it to this day to be like a good man to date. But at the time, probably like it was probably her best move, but still do not play don't play that song track for me.
I was a simp in high school.
I know you do. Okay. Briefly, let's talk about the fact that Aaron and our very close friend James dated the same girl at the same time while knowing that they were dating
I still do not count that as dating.
That you don't do that. That's personal. That's abuse on yourself. You don't.
I never had real feelings there.
I don't care. You don't.
Okay. The only time I caught the real feelings was in like senior year of that escapade. I think. Did you quit band then?
Yeah, I did.
It was when I was
okay.
in
That was I dual enrolled college and high school.
Yeah.
I showed up for one class each time, each day. I hung out with a friend group, and they were too cool for me. Let's be honest. I went to one of their, I went to Chris's birthday party, and I roasted everybody after I said I wouldn't roast anybody at the very end, and I ended up winning. They crowned me. It was not like an official position, but they crowned me like the roast king after I roasted everybody there who I'd only known for like a year after nobody had roasted me.
So, okay, so my senior year, I transitioned elegantly. Do you remember when the percussion section went through that phase after that one thing with the weed incident?
Which phase? They went through like 10 phases.
When all of them quit or were forcibly removed from band?
I don't remember. You're gonna have to tell me about this. I'm excited.
Okay, so Good Band went to, what was it, like States or whatever?
Yes.
And the percussion section ended up bringing weed brownies.
Nice.
And were caught. And so a lot of them were, like, removed from band. And so, like, and do you remember Tommy, the black drumline instructor?
Yes.
Yeah. And so that was, like, the year that, like, the next year he wasn't there. And so, like, the entire, like, drum line was gone.
That's some racist shit.
And so, like, they had to rebuild the drum line. And so I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna do drumline because I'm not that good at trumpet.
Did you actually do drumline?
Yeah, senior year.
I
was third base.
Your
boy was third base. Okay, and so
I was totally removed. I barely went to school. I was my own man.
The like music instructor let me do it. He was like all for it. He was like, "Yeah, let's go." And so yeah, I was third base. And so the one girl that you were just talking about, she was first base, and at the time
I don't remember who I were talking about.
Me and Aaron dated her at the same time.
Oh, God.
There you go. You're back on. Okay. So this was like round like
I didn't
4.
even remember she was in the fucking percussion.
Yeah. For that year,
she was just a thought in my mind.
Yeah, she was in percussion. So she was first drum. I was third. There was like 2 other. So me and her were dating, and
I'm sorry, thoughts. Actually, I'm not. I don't care.
I don't care. So like at the like me and her like in the like band camp week, you know, like we were dating, everything was good, it was fine, and like
oh no,
of the bass section, I was the oldest, and because I was dating her, like we were like the mom and dad of the bass section.
Oh no, that's like some serious societal pressure right there.
And so like as marching band progressed, we went through like a
divorce.
Yeah, we divorced. And then we had to split up...
mom and dad.
We had to split up the kids.
Oh, no.
Like,
I just stole everyone else's kids when I was in marching band. I was like, these are mine now.
Like, it was not a good divorce either. Like marching band practices ended and, like, we were screaming at each other across the field while our kids were trying to, like, break us apart.
Oh, no.
Like, it got really bad.
I had no idea.
Oh, you should have been there. So she ended up with one of them, and I ended up with the other. And so then the bass section was, like, cut in 2.
Divided.
It was, like, first base and second base were on the same page, and then third and fourth base were on the same page.
All the fuck shit was on one half, and then all the, in quote, good kids were on the other half.
Exactly.
Obviously not the best still, as drama dictates. Best players, obviously. But...
Dude, I was like, I don't want to say this, but I was like an idol to the fourth base. He was like 3 years younger than me.
That's how the like culture was. The like honestly like mood same, because like I'd sit around and like marching band and I'd be surrounded by like the random like 1 year lower kids.
Yeah,
and like we'd all be like draped in blankets and I'd be pet on because like that that's all I ever wanted in love was my only love language, primary touch. So like people would like be like petting my back, and I'd be like petting other people around me.
But it was really funny because like the fourth base, he was a lot younger than us. Second base, she was my age.
Yeah.
Artist, I'll tell you who she was after.
Yeah.
But like he like I don't know fucking why, but he like genuinely looked up to me and that one girl's relationship.
James, you always discount how cool you were in high school.
I do. I don't know.
You were cool.
But and like so at the time, like he was not confident enough to like he was into someone, and like, you know, the whole base section knew about it.
Yeah, the high school shit.
Yeah, and like by the end, like after our divorce, and like, you know, we like reconciled our differences and brought the base section back together as like a unison, we finally ended up getting him his dream girl. It had a happy ending at the end. But like, I still look back at the day that like me and that one girl were screaming at each other, and the other two bases were like trying to like break us apart. Oh
Fucking
god,
high
I miss
school.
Drumline. Like, we were always on some next level shit. Like the general band was off doing their one thing, and then there was the Drumline.
I like literally, I think the only thing I missed from high school was being worshipped in band for nothing. I don't remember doing anything worth the level of work. I like literally, I think girls of a younger age, not of the same age obviously because they were mature, but of a younger age were obsessed with the idea that at some point I had reached popularity. And the younger dudes saw this and they were like, if I hang around, there will be girls. Like you remember Skylark.
Yes!
Skylark, like,
He blossomed.
he became a Chad, and I will say that is solely because he decided he was my son, and when I ceased to exist, he took all of the notoriety attached to me and he made it his own.
He did.
Yeah, and
He took your legacy.
Yeah,
and kept it going.
And I know he did, and honestly, I'm so proud of that. I
loved him.
I'm so proud of that.
To our younger audience, if you're in band and you're feeling like a nobody, join Drumline. It will give you a superiority complex.
If you're young and in band, I don't care how you do it. Get somebody else to be your hype man, and you will somehow become a god.
Dude, I don't know, man. Drumline, like, straight up gave me a superiority complex. I don't know what it is about it.
So originally, my mom was like, hey, you're going to be in band when I was, like, in middle school. And I was like, I want to do drums. And she was like, you are not competitive in any sense. Pick something else. So I ended up with trumpet.
I ended up with trumpet because my parents owned a trumpet from my brother. So it was just like, we already have one, so you're fucking stuck with it.
Yeah. So that two reasons. If you're gonna do band, definitely do percussion. Like, put in a little extra work if you have to. Like, you'll get the status, man. You will.
You know what? It comes down to just do band.
Yeah, join a cult.
Join the cult. It's a good cult.
It doesn't matter what cult you're in, just join a cult.
It doesn't matter that most of the school might look down on you. The cult is always behind your back.
As long as some small group looks at you like you're some kind of like deity, like you will always have the confidence to persist.
Like, I was never good in band, but damn, my senior year when I was in Drumline, all of the, like, freshmen and sophomores looked at me like an absolute god among men.
I loved it.
It was insane.
I loved it when I told our band director that I wasn't going to be in band the last year, because I was only taking one class. And he was like, he was distraught. He was so distraught because like you remember Trump, like literally he would put me like next to BD. As you have all heard, BD. He would put me next to BD, and he'd be first trumpets, and he would do his wave-like gesture, like he was some kind of, like, god amongst men.
I mean, he kind of was.
I mean, like, yeah, ex-Marine that he was, angry god. He would gesture at me, and I'd be like, yo, bro, I'm not even close to where the first trumpets are sitting. Why are you looking at me?
I remember, okay... I don't know, like, if you ever noticed, but there was the three of us. Me, started with a K and started with an L.
Good enough.
Do you remember? Lyrical?
Yeah.
And then the K?
Yeah.
There was the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
And I remember do you remember the practice test for the seating?
Yeah.
I remember us starting a conspiracy theory between the three of us to make sure that we always ended up next to each other and at least one seat away from BD.
I'm proud.
We always made sure that we were dead in the middle of the section, all sitting next to each other.
I'm proud. No, I
miss those days.
I really didn't give a single shit when I would go into those. I think I was filled with anxiety just because of high school hormones, but like...
Do you remember? I can't even remember his name at this point. He was in percussion, like frizzy hair, a little overweight, and dated L. Yes. Okay, so me and her got like
tight.
Yeah, like really tight. Too tight.
I remember.
And it was while she was still dating him. One time he texted me. It was like
back off.
Yeah, he was like back off, and I was like, "Fuck, you gonna do about it? Like, you're a piece of shit." Oh my god!
Just so everybody knows, I'm currently holding a magazine that has been 3D printed.
No, it's not 3D. It's just dyed.
It's just dyed.
Yeah,
3D print one of these so that I can hold it.
I mean, why 3D print that when you can just 3D print
the whole gun? I told you to
gun?
3D print it.
It's cheaper just to buy those.
I don't care. We're bad people.
We support Gay Pride Month with our multicolored magazines. I came in here and saw those and I was like, what is this? Like,
what are those?
Like blue, purple, and red. Who needs that?
Everybody make sure you comment your favorite Bang flavors because they all look like trash from the outside.
Dude, for real though, I'm too scared to try them.
Currently, Purple Haze and the pineapple, whatever the fuck it is.
I like Pina Colada.
Pina Colada is good.
It's Purple Haze and Pina Colada. Those are the only two flavors I'm confident enough to buy.
You know, I heard when I was working at Walmart that Bang supports Trump. But I honestly don't care because
it's just
caffeine.
Good. It's cheap and it's got a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
I remember I went to a car meetup and there was some Bang reps out there. Your boy ended up getting like 3 or 4 free bangs. Good day.
Got that bang bang pow.
Bang bang.
I'm tired.
You really?
A little bit.
You need some coffee.
I do. It's like 4 a.m. now. We've been bullshitting for a long time.
Moon's out, goons out.
Tacticals. What do you?